Welcome to the ErnestLWest Ministries.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Well, good morning, and good morning, my brothers, good morning, my sisters. I'm back. Be coming back every morning between 7 and 8. Every morning between 7 and 8 with a word of encouragement, but also prayer. I'm going to pray. And so this is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice. We shall rejoice and truly be glad in it. Yeah, so good morning, and good morning, my brothers, good morning, my sisters, good morning, for this is truly the day that the Lord has made. And good morning, Linda. Good morning, Linda. God bless you. Come on in. Good morning, and good morning. I want to pray, but I have something I want to say to someone who you ever, either when you wake up or just during the day, you feel bad. The reason why when you wake up or when you feel bad is because of oxygen, bad oxygen. In other words, your airflow isn't flowing properly, and oftentimes you'll feel bad because you're holding your breath. That's what it comes down to. You're holding your breath, and you have too much oxygen or bad oxygen within. And like I've often stated, you have to blow out the bad gases. You have to blow out the bad oxygen, which becomes carbon dioxide. And then after you keep blowing out the carbon dioxide, and it makes it gifts from with. When there's a balance, then that's when the bad feeling and the good air will appear. Like this morning for some reason, I woke up feeling bad. I woke up feeling bad, and I knew what it was. It was the oxygen. Good morning, Herman. I woke up feeling bad, and I knew that the oxygen that I had within, something wasn't circulating right. So the first thing I do when I notice that, I go into breath work. And I will begin to do certain steps in order to alleviate the rough air. And I can give you an example. One of the examples is you got to blow in your stomach, and that is, you're going to blow in your stomach, and then you take the same air, you're going to take it up to your chest, and you blow it out. And when you do that, good morning, Yoli, Hannah. Good morning, Obama C. And so what I'm showing you, I'm illustrating, is how to change your air, how to change your oxygen through breath work. And I'm going to show you again, it's, and so what you're doing, you're blowing air in your stomach, and you're taking that same air, and you're taking it up to your heart space, up to your chest. And then once you take it to your chest, you hold it, then you blow it out. And oftentimes when you take it up to your chest, you want to squeeze for a second. You want to squeeze all the tension. You want to squeeze all the stress. You want to squeeze all the pain. You want to squeeze all that, squeeze it, and then let it go. Let it go. And you keep doing that. You could do that for about, you do this for about, let me see, about, you do it for about 20 times. Then on the last time, you breathe in, you breathe in the air. And then when you do that, when you hold it, all that air that you pumped in your stomach and your body, and then when you bring it up to your heart space, and when you hold it for about 10 seconds, And then when you blow it out, what's going to happen is air retention. And then when air retention happens, you're changing your oxygen levels. You're changing your CO2s. And what's happening now, your body's becoming in sync with the proper wind, the proper fuel. And then it honestly, it makes it easier for you to hold your breath, because then you're in air retention. And when you're in air retention, I mean, the air is trapped or is within. And what will happen, you're gonna feel like a sensation that's gonna come over your whole head, and you hold it there. And it's gonna be like here too, because this is where your vagus nerve starts from. And you hold it, and the longer you hold it, I usually do 3 minutes. But usually when you hold your breath for about 2 minutes, at that place, that's when your oxygen levels change. That's when your CO2 change. That's when your red blood cells change. There's a shift. Your red blood cells change to your white blood cells, and then your oxygen level change. Your blood pressure goes down. Your cortisol levels go down. You begin to relax. And what happens to me, there's a warm sensation that will rest here and here. Also, you might hear like a cracking sound in the back of your neck, where it's like your blood vessels, they're relaxing, they're releasing. And all I'm doing is I'm teaching like air retention, how to change your oxygen levels. Oftentimes the stress, even when you have a headache, and like when you're fighting allergies, I do this too, is when I have a headache, I go to breath work. And within probably about 5 minutes or less, it changes. Even when your blood pressure's up, if you do it properly, it'll lower your blood pressure as well. And so those are some of the tricks, I guess, that doctors don't always teach you. They don't always teach you. They just give you some pills. You know, you got a headache, take some aspirin, something that's going to alleviate the pain. So what you're doing when you're doing breath work, you're creating your own dopamines. You're creating your own serotonin. You're creating your own melatonin. And what I'm saying is that I'm not talking out the side of my mouth, out the side of my neck. It's proven. It's proven. And the more you practice and the more you learn, the more easy it become to shift your blood pressure, shift your pain, shift your oxygen. And so that's what it comes down to when you have headaches. It comes down to oxygen. And so sometimes it could be the air we breathe, because a lot of times the air we breathe is not good air. You might get behind a truck or a car that's exhaust is leaking and smelling. A lot of times I try to hold my breath while I want to inhale it. Good morning, Iceman. Good morning, child of God. But what I want to do right quick, I want to go do right quick and say a quick word of prayer. And what I want to talk about, what I want to pray for is forgiveness. Forgiveness. And it's interesting because as people, if we have a friend or a family member or a co-worker that have a problem, we will do everything in our power to help them with their problem, to help them to remove that, or help them to alleviate their situation through counseling. We'll help someone else. But when it comes to us, when we have a condition, when we have a problem, when we have a pain, you know what we will do? We won't do nothing. We'll be quiet. We'll be quiet and just allow. We'll be quiet and just allow the pain. We'll be quiet and allow that stuff to jump on us. We'll just take it. Headache, you feeling the headache coming, you just take it. Just take the headache. Pain come, you just take it. Going something bad, you just take it. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. You'll talk about it in a bad sense, but you won't talk about it and a good sister remove it. And so many of you, the reason why you're having panic attacks, the reason why you're having pain in your body, the reason why your blood pressure is high, the reason why your eyes hurt sometimes, you have headaches, you have panic attacks, is because you ain't doing nothing. You're holding it in. You're keeping it to yourself. Because oftentimes when, as people, when we go through something, we want to be alone. Go in our own closet. Don't want to talk to nobody. Just sit there and think. And that's the worst thing you can do. When you're going through something, you just sit there and think. Because what you're going to do when you sit there and think, you're going to think about what you're going through. You're going to think about what you're dealing with. You're holding it. And then what happens? You know what happens then? Your stress level is going to become even greater. Because you're holding in the pain. You're holding in the frustration. Your cortisol level is going to go up because the cortisol hormone is the hormone that keeps us calm. But if we keep abusing it, that cortisol level is going to go up, going to get higher and higher and higher. And that's where panic attacks come. And so that's why I'm bringing up breath work. The breath work, God bless you, Iceman. God bless you, Jason. God bless you, Stinglin. God bless you, Ariel. That's when you need to do breath work. When you bring down your CO2 levels, when you bring down your stress, when you bring down your oxygen. Oftentimes, when you have a panic attack, it's because you're holding your breath and you have too much oxygen within. Too much oxygen. And so you gotta blow that oxygen out. And so I'm gonna show you an example again. On one of the things that I do breath work, and there's 3 steps. One is, the next step is you blowing in your stomach. The next step is you gotta blow that same air up to your heart space, to your chest. And then after you blow it to your heart space, you hold it. Good morning, Tanya, loose. Then you blow it out. So it goes like, and you're gonna do that for about 20 times. And on the 20th time, I'm gonna show you an example. And I'm gonna show you what retention looks like. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get me a little stopwatch. I'm just gonna do it for a minute. I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna do it for a minute. I'm gonna show you how it works. Let me find this clock right here. That's and on the last time you go, hold it, about 10 seconds. And then you're in that retention. And all you do then is just sit there and hold your breath. Good morning, Kelly Kirby. Good morning, Cole's back up, Tanya. And then what happens, after you hold you're holding the air retention, that means the air is trapped in that, and it's a light air, a clean air. You hold, you keep it there. The longer you can hold it, the more your CO2 levels will change, the more your oxygen levels will change. And I usually do about 3 minutes, but usually about at the 2 minute mark is where your CO2 levels will change. God bless you, God bless you. Your CO2 levels will change. Your oxygen levels will change. Your red blood cells will change to your white blood cells. And then oftentimes what happens in the back of your neck, there's gonna be a pop, and what that is, that's your vagus nerves being activated. Melatonin's being released. Pressure's being released. You becoming relaxed, and things change. That's what I do all the time, every day. Even if I have a headache, or even my pressure's up from stress or whatever, I'm breathing something. Once I do that, it's gonna change. And oftentimes, one of the signs is that your neck is gonna feel warm. 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 Sometimes your head is gonna feel warm. You're gonna feel a tingling sensation in the back of your neck. And what's happening now? Your oxygen levels are changing. You're finding peace. You're finding relaxation, and you can rest. Sounds simple, doesn't it? It really is. Once you learn the techniques of breath work, because then what you're doing, you're changing your oxygen. As I stated earlier, when you have headaches, it's because of circulation problems, bad oxygen. And so what you have to do, you have to bring clean air in your body. Blow clean air in your body. And once you blow that clean air in your body, you blow out what's there, the bad stuff. That's when you blow out the gases. And then after you blow out the gases, good morning, metamorphosis, good morning, Michael. You hold your breath, then you're in air retention. And that's how stuff changes. And so that's just a couple steps. Let's pray right quick. Father God,